In my opinion, the first 2 weeks of breastfeeding is the absolute most challenging time. I am currently 2 weeks postpartum with my second baby. I've had 2 kids in 2 years. And here's everything I do in the first 2 weeks to create a little bit of an oversupply while exclusively breastfeeding. So day one, you're at the hospital, your baby's laying on your chest, you slide them down, they latch perfectly. It's the most magical moment ever, right? Wrong. If you're anything like me, neither of your babies would latch, or if they did, it was super painful. Neither of them had lip or tongue ties. However, my anatomy makes it hard for them to latch. There just isn't a lot to grab onto. So I used a nipple shield for both of my babies. The first 2 days at the hospital, I'm waking them up every 2 to 3 hours to try to get them to nurse and encourage my milk to come in. And then as soon as I get home, I start pumping after every feed just until my milk comes in. For this second baby, my milk came in 2.5 days after I gave birth, so that was our first night back at home. Once my milk comes in, I switch over to my Haakaa and my pump goes into storage and I never really use it again. I really like the Haakaa. It has a little bit of suction, which does create a little bit of an oversupply. The oversupply is just peace of mind for me, plus I know that if there's ever an emergency and I need to leave my baby, I have a little stash in the freezer. The Haakaa looks like this. I nurse on one side, I catch milk on the other side, and then I switch. I offer both sides every single feed, and then the next feed, I start on the opposite side. The hardest part is newborns are so sleepy, so for the first 4 days, I wake him up every 3 hours, and it is a battle the whole time. Tickling feet, tickling hands, rubbing bellies, pulling arms, doing anything I can to keep him awake to get a full feed. And then after those first 4 days, I switched to every 2 hours. And again, it is kind of hard to get them to wake up, but if you can get them eating that frequently, it's super good for your milk supply and will help them gain weight and get them back to their birth weight. For the first week, I used the Haakaa for every single feed all day long. And then the second week, I started to taper off because I was creating so much milk. So now I only do once in the morning and once at night, and maybe one other time throughout the day. Breastfeeding is so hard and so time consuming, especially those first 2 weeks, even those first 2 months, but it does get so much better. I hope I answered some of your guys' questions, and if you have any more, please let me know. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.